And the call comes in, and it's the usual crap. Broke her nose in the shower kind of thing. So I cuff him, put him in the car, and away we go. Only that night, we're driving into town. Instead of left, I go right out into nowhere. And I kneel him down, and I put my revolver in his mouth. And he's crying, going to the bathroom all over himself, swearing to God he's gonna leave her alone. And I told him to be quiet. And after a few minutes, I took the gun out of his mouth. And I say, so help me, if you ever touch her again, I will such and such and such and such.
Just a warning.
Of course. Just trying to do the right thing. But 2 weeks later, he killed her. Of course. The moral of the story is, I chose a half measure when I should have gone all the way.
Throughout my life, I've read a lot of different philosophies. I've read books on every religion you can imagine. I've read books on ancient history, going back to ancient Egypt. I've read books on Samaria, Babylon, Incas, the Mayas. I've read books about Africa. I've read books about Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, Judaism, Islam. I mean, any religion that you can think of, I've read books on it. I've never been a Muslim. I've never been a Buddhist. I've never been like an actual practitioner of any particular religion. You know, I just studied them and read them because I just wanted to know. Let me just backtrack. When I was in my late teens, early 20s, I just wanted to know what the deal was. I just wanted to know like where we came from, where humanity came from, where the universe came from, and traditional Christianity didn't really answer all my questions about how the universe really is and how things function in reality. You know, so I've been researching. I mean, I'm still constantly researching. I'm not like lost or anything like that. I just love knowledge, period. You know, I just love science. I love studying about the planets, the universe, black holes, wormholes, time travel, conspiracies, UFOs, afterlife. Anything supernatural, paranormal, whatever. And I just find everything fascinating. I just love the universe. I love the world. I love nature. I just love the dynamics of everything. And one thing that really helped me out was studying philosophy. You know, I studied I would say that philosophy helped me better than studying spirituality, because one thing about philosophy, you can apply it to your everyday life. You know, and for some reason, I'm just talking about for me. You know, the philosophy that really resonated with me was the philosophy dealing with, I personally call it defiant philosophy. That's what I call it, defiant philosophy. You know, stuff like Machiavelli, Friedrich Nietzsche, Ayn Rand, Anton LaVey. Just philosophy dealing with survival of the fittest. You know, being strong-willed, being an individual, individualism, being an individualist, anything deal with libertarian philosophy. I don't necessarily call myself a libertarian, but it's like a lot of libertarian principles that I like. And when I was researching all this, I always had this mindset. But the whole idea of loving and forgiving your enemies, I disagree with that. Everybody knows that's like a Christian principle, a so-called Christian principle about turn the other cheek, forgive your enemies, stuff like that. But I kind of agree with Malcolm X. He said enemies have to be destroyed. So that's the Malcolm X philosophy. He said the enemies had to be destroyed. So. But the whole Christian concept of, loving, forgiving your enemies, it doesn't make sense because enemies had to be defeated. If you're in the war, you gotta win. Even with sports, you gotta play to win. So it's not about, loving, forgiving your opponents. It's about defeating them and winning. And the whole concept of loving and forgiving your enemies is something that I disagree with. And it's kind of odd because Christians, don't read the whole Bible, because even in the Bible, Jesus said, I have not come to bring peace but a sword. He said that in the New Testament. So it's kind of like Christians pretty much pick and choose what they want to believe. Saying that's in the Bible. So I kind of like resonate more with the defiant philosophy of, the strong will survive, survival of the fittest. We gotta dominate the weak. Because it's all about evolution. Natural selection. In nature, the weak animals get eaten by the bigger animals. That's pretty much how I see things. It's just how nature works. I'm not talking about you should be an evil person, nothing like that. I'm just saying that how nature works, it works on dominance, like the food chain. The bigger animal eats the smaller animal. And that's why I can't be a vegan, because animals in nature that usually eat plants are the ones who are the weakest most times, and they get eaten by the meat eaters. So if you're a vegan, you're in the bottom of the food chain. So, So I just want to share that little bit of information about me personally, where I stand, where my mindset is, everything. So it's pretty much my frame of thinking, as of right now, but that's all I had to say. But, if you want to look further, I'll probably leave some links below that you guys can research. Maybe I might put some articles I wrote in the description, and I put some video links so you can research some more. All right, guys. If you like what you heard, just make sure you subscribe to my channel and watch my previous videos. And peace out.